Hello, this is Rollsborne. Thanks for showing up. We're playing Shadows over Arkham. Last time we were here, some stuff obviously happened. After escaping from the dungeon, both Charles and Eddie made a short journey down to what appeared to be a rundown barn, looking for escape from pursuers and perhaps some shelter and hopefully clues as to where they are and how to get home. They did find a few things, but their search was interrupted by search parties looking for them. So they quietly bunkered down for the night. Hopefully they can escape in the morning, wherever they're trying to get to. As for William, much to my personal disappointment, he did not smell the fluid on his hands before he washed it off of the homeless man. But he did somehow meet Eddie and Charles. How can we be in two places at the same time? We'll find out after he does his research. He found a special book, the Necronomicon. That's always good news. Let's see what happens next. If you're liking it, please subscribe, and here we go.
I mean, when you say that big name, there's only a few words that can follow after that. Please make a fair roll at -2.
Do you even put in a penalty on the fear? I thought it just, like, rolls it. Oh, well.
You rolled a spirit roll.
I clicked the fear button on the character sheet.
Isn't the fear button the spirit roll?
Yeah.
I think
either way, I'm gonna re-roll because I failed it completely.
Okay, yeah, you can re-roll. I had to make sure that wasn't a critical failure, a dramatic failure, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I was one
super failure.
Being a really bad failure. But oh well, all right. You know what? I give up.
So on that,
where's my D20?
1d20 plus 2.
Plus 2. All right, you got it, boss.
You are shaken. Out of combat, you gain a level of fatigue.
Oh, no, -3. No.
As like the blood drains from you, as the words that you read are not written in English. You're not sure what they're written in, but as you read the words, the English version of that word echoes in your head. So you're not so much reading it as you are hearing it inside your skull.
You know, an interesting way to read, I suppose.
It's the first audiobook.
Give me
Voiced by the demons in my head.
Give me a research roll.
Okay. You want academics, I suppose? Or is there a separate research skill that I just didn't take?
Don't think so. I think it is just academics.
Oh no, there is a separate research.
Yeah, there's a,
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, well, never mind. I guess I'm gonna fail this. 1d4 at a minus what? 5? Oh, guys, I think I could win. I think I can win.
Why is that one green?
Because I rolled a 6.
we rolled a 4. As you look through the book, originally, as you first read the page, it started off as whispers, but as you flipped further and further into the book, the whispering got louder and louder until it's a cacophony in your head of just hundreds of words being spoken almost at the same time. It's absolutely rattling and exhausting. Trying to sort out one word from another. And you're not able to find... What exactly are you looking for here?
William was looking for any stories, proof of people replacing like doppelgangers, because he's already seen the police chief get replaced. That he believes, and now, yeah.
This isn't a case of you can't find anything. This is more the case. This book has at least half a dozen ways of supposedly doing just that. So it's less you can't find anything, it's more the fact that you can't narrow it down.
Well, I can't read it, so...
Well, I mean, you're able to get the gist of the pages. It's just very exhausting to sort it out.
I mean, I keep trying to read it, but I'm comprehending none of it, essentially. What time of day is it? Is it like... Do I need to like go to bed?
Nah,
Maybe try again tomorrow.
you're in the library of a school. It's midday-ish, maybe late midday.
All right. Well. I mean, I got nothing else to do, I suppose. But I'm not really gonna make any progress.
I need you to make a spirit roll as you get ready to leave. The book... You've closed the book, but the book calls to you, suggesting that you stuff it into your coat and take it with you.
I mean, okay, book. Wow, I succeed on that. I hate this game.
You are able to resist if you so choose.
But how big is the book? I can't even like sneak it out properly. I'm just wearing like a coat. Like it's not like...
Coats in the 20s tend to be long coats.
Yeah, but
They
like...
tend to be a bit bigger. You could hide it in there. It is a larger book, but it is certainly possible to do so. Should you choose to, of course.
You see, I want to, but I know I'm rolling stealth at a D4 at a -3. So I won't succeed. So...
I just need a yes or no. Is William going to take the book?
I'm gonna try, but you know, I am not compulsed to, so I'm gonna try to do this correctly.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm gonna take my time and try to... We gotta like scout out the librarian's movements.
You not have a library card?
No. Do I?
That didn't roll properly. Let me try that again. There we go. That rolled properly.
No, it's only an 8, guys.
So, that is going to be... You... It's... On a raise, You may raise your stealth die by 2 die type
Oh,
for 5 turns. Obviously, in this situation, turns don't mean much. We're not in combat, but. And
I don't think this book is a good idea. I don't know what kind
you
of book
replenish
is that?
1 Benny.
I don't think this book's a good idea.
take the book.
No,
It's giving you some bonuses. What can possibly be?
I don't think paper is supposed to make me better at hiding, but uh-oh.
please give me that stealth roll.
Okay.
It's literally asking to be taken.
2 die higher.
Say again?
You got 2 die higher, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Die type,
I mean,
yeah.
it's still a D8 minus 3. Like, that's not great. Yeah, like, that's... I still have to roll pretty successfully, but I guess I'm gonna re-roll it. But you see, my name is Mr. William Failure, so, I guess I'm not gonna succeed.
Well, I guess I have to do everything myself, as it were.
I mean, I could spend all my bennies right here. How many times can I re-roll a... I never recovered from the tunnels.
By some stroke of something, everybody, as you go to leave, there's at least 4 different times that you were caught dead to rights. And then just a slight twist of fate is the only thing that could go through your head, honestly, as you make it out with the book. As you make it out with the book, the words, the impulse to take it subside. As it rests in your coat.
Well, I've already taken it, so... I'm going to walk away from the library before the book decides it wants to go back, I guess.
At no point does the book ever seem to want to go back as you make your way out.
You got a lot of book friends to talk to. What's wrong with the library? Okay. So, I have a book that is compelling. Oh, that compelled me to take it. I still chose to take it. I have people I don't believe are real looking for me. Yeah, we're in a great mental state here, guys. I mean, I am still fatigued, so I think I need to go, like, rest for a moment somewhere, but I don't know where a smart idea to go is going to be.
As you make your way to wherever that location ends up being, we're going to move over to Charles and Eddie. At this point, the scene is over. Go ahead and remove your point of fatigue.
Right.
-2? How generous of you.
So it was night when we left off, and we were resting in our little hidey hole.
Daybreak.
First shift on watch.
Both shifts are uneventful. The night creeps along, and daybreak comes. Obviously, having to keep watch half the night, it's not necessarily the most restful or longest of sleeps, but as, let's just say you had less sleep during the war, Eddie.
Okay, I want to call in an edge as well.
What edge?
I want to call in visions, which is dark dreams or flashing images of doom and dread fill this person's thoughts. While visions are often disturbing, they are useful. And once per session, a character is granted a vision, maybe a sudden flash at any time or a nightmare that only happens when sleeping. Long story short, use signs and portents on page 46.
All right, page 46. Let's go.
I'd like some helpful advice, please.
What's that? That must be in the horror companion,
I think so, yes.
because I went to page 46 and I got power. Signs important. So, one of the things I have to ask you then is, are you willing to take a point of fatigue? There's always a price for these.
I am aware. Yes, I think it's probably restless sleep. It's weird dreams.
It is a calm, moonlit night. The moon reflects against the water. You stand on the water. You can't see anything except for the reflection of the moon and endless water. How you stand upon the water, you don't know. You don't even know how you got here. And that's when an eclipse happens. As you look up at the eclipse, you notice it's not just the moon and the sun, as you would expect to see from an eclipse. You somehow are able to see past it. And you see an alignment of an innumerable amount of planets, not just the ones that are known in the solar system, those that are beyond it. The moon grows in size, larger and larger, until it consumes the entire sky. The water begins to part beneath your feet, and you fall. Down, down you fall. Until you come upon a great city. People stand on top of these buildings, upon ledges, open courtyards, all giving praise to what sleeps at the heart of this city. And just as you get close enough to make out the robes of that tickled the back of your mind, it starts to stir you awake, and you try to cling to the dream for as long as possible. The thing in the center awakens. And that's when you awaken. As you awaken, your mind's able to immediately make the connection. The robes of those in the dream are the same as the ones that you saw in the office building. I would also ask one thing here.
Go on.
As part of another bit of the cost. Make me a fear roll. Just,
Okay.
just straight. Not a -2 or
okay,
anything.
I did forget about one of my edges before last time I rolled fearless, and it gave me a heart attack. But it's the one about I roll +2 to fear checks and subtract 2 from any results.
Okay.
So that is
A dramatic failure.
Super failure.
Can't
But
re-roll.
my +2.
It doesn't matter as long as they're both ones. That's considered a crit fail.
Okay.
Hooray!
Oh boy. Although I do subtract 2 from the results. So
I do believe you add 2 though, from it being a dramatic.
so it's net 0. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's D20, isn't it?
Yep.
16.
That's kind of high on the chart, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Panicked, the victim immediately moves his full pace plus running die away from danger and is shaken out of combat. The investigator also gains a minor psychosis for the remainder of the session. Please roll a 1d12.
A 3.
You have dread. Is
Seems fitting.
dread is a. These are all hindrances. Essentially, you're taking temporary hindrance.
Yeah.
Dread. Dread.
Judge Dredd.
That must be in the horror companion then.
Sounds like it would be.
The investigator is the pessimist type who believes the light at the end of the tunnel is a freight train. He adds +2 to the results of all failed fear checks.
Net 0.
However, I will say, you take the minor psychosis, but also you shoot out a bit and you do try to run. Whoever took
I mean, it's not bad. Off the floor, yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up to the backing into the nearest corner, checking pockets. Where's my gun? My gun is gone.
Hey, calm down. We're okay for now. Make too much noise. We don't know if they're still looking.
I'm going to take a moment, wiping the sweat off like the top of his lip, and it takes a moment for me to realize where I am, and like looking around the room. Sorry, it's nothing. It happens from time to time.
Bit of shell shock.
This one was different. The shell shock, it comes, things happen. Something, an old milk card backfires. Something triggers it, it's memories, and all of a sudden there's Reggie Sanders in the mud looking up at me, his eyes still open. It's all memories, but this was no. Like something I never seen nothing like it before.
Well, that's just been this past month or so. Guess it's finally catching up to you.
I mean, this was beyond what looking out the window now. And, is it daylight or Or is it still nighttime?
It's
Be
morning
dawn.
break, yeah.
Yeah. You see the stars, you see the moon. This was like I've seen farther than anyone's ever seen before. Planets reaching out so far in this endless sea. It's opened up in the city below. Something that is hard waking up. And those people we saw, they were all there as well. Now, I don't know if I'm going crazy or if I don't see any other way. I'm going crazy.
Both of you roll me intelligence. I know that's an attribute, or smart, sorry.
Smarts, yeah.
Plus,
Nope.
There's something at the edge of your memory, something that both of you heard not too long ago while you were in the dungeon. You just can't call it to memory at this moment. Something that Eddie just said is what's causing it to tickle in the back of your head.
Right. Well, I want some coffee and some waffles, but neither of those are here.
and they took my cigarettes.
Took all my stuff.
Yeah, you and me both. I think
All
we
right.
let's try and get back home. Civilization, coffee, cigarettes.
Yeah, we need to avoid the places where, what did he say? That they're looking for us in a couple of nearby cities. What cities were those? Oh, crap.
They were.
I should have written it down.
It's in the group main. There it is. It's Aylesbury, Dunwich.
Yes. So they'll be looking for us there. So maybe we try and head to the tracks outside the city and try and hop on, or catch a ride down the river.
I think anywhere's better than here.
All right. Then start looking around, see if there's anybody hanging around before we dig ourselves out.
Oh, no. This area that you're in is relatively isolated.
Except there's a cult dungeon right over there.
Underneath the hill, yeah.
They said so. Out of character, they said to the north wasn't worth checking, and into the hills.
I recall something to that effect.
Heading north, directly north. And then to the south is a bunch of, I don't want to call them mountains, but they are very large hills. That would be very
Exhausting.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea where this place is in relation to? Because we're in Whately Farm. Do we have any idea where that is in relation to Aylesbury and Dunwich?
You would only be able, you could somewhat surmise that technically the farm is probably part of Dunwich, but not part of the main thoroughfare.
Okay.
So you're probably on the outskirts of Dunwich.
Okay.
Just don't know where on the outskirts?
Yeah.
Well, we need to eventually make it east. Hopefully Dunwich is not between us and home.
So you wish to head east?
Well, that's the end goal, is to head east. Whether we do that by trying to find wherever the nearest railroad or river is, we don't know if it's north or south.
Mm.
Taking a look outside, to the north you would see the desecrated agricultural field. You can't even really tell what it was.
Dead crops.
The road that runs by runs east to west, with the east sloping southward and the west part of the going west sloping back up north towards the hill that you came from.
Right, so we don't want to go that way.
Well, what I'm guessing is that because we know it to be part of Dunwich, it does mean that whichever way we go, south is going to lead us to the river.
Yes.
No, we've got to get through those hills, mountains.
Isn't Dunwich is north of the river, yes?
Dunwich is south of the river.
The map?
Can you pull up the other tab? I thought it was...
No, it's definitely north of the river.
Or, no, it was in the chat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Looks to me like Dunwich is slightly above the river on the map. Which way is north? Wasn't it at an angle? Oh, that was for the Watley farm.
Good old H.P. Lovecraft.
It was the 20s. They didn't have maps back then.
I didn't have maps.
No, they had maps. It's just good old H.P. Lovecraft has a couple of different descriptions. Because you are 100% correct on that particular map. However,
It's this map. Oh, non-Euclidean
God.
geometry.
The town changes which side of the river it wants to be on.
Yeah, it moves.
Yeah.
very clearly, the river is north of Dunwich on this map.
Let's
town
head
moves
towards
for
whichever
tangled.
map has the river. We're heading towards the river, be it north or south.
Are both of these maps in that history book so that they're inconsistent?
No, neither of these maps are in that. To the best of your knowledge, you would think that the river is to the north.
Okay.
River's to the north. They don't want us going north. Let's go north. At least they said there was nothing north, right?
There are lots of trees. So what I'm going to want from both of you is a survival.
Some sort of survival, yes. I don't have a survival skill. It must be unskilled with a -3 because wounds.
And we're a -4. I'm on -6. Here we go.
Actually, yeah, because it'd be another -2. Ay, jeez.
Dramatic failures.
On both.
Whoa.
This is
You
gonna
know.
be a great session, guys.
I'm noticing
Yes,
in this system you never have all the skills you want. You guys fall right back down the chimney.
No, I'm not that mean. However, what is going to happen is you are going to end up going straight into Dunwich proper.
Of course we are.
As you come across, you stop. I don't want to say right at visual distance. You do get a little bit closer to the buildings. They're still a decent ways away, but close enough for you to see rickety old buildings. None of them quite in the disrepair as the farm, but certainly not up to what you would see in Arkham. Hovel is probably the correct term. And you see a few people going about morning chores, stuff you would expect to see in a village of such a small thing. Going out to a well, getting water, so those type of things.
Well, crap.
I think we might have misjudged which way north was. I want to, obviously with Charles, sort of getting to a near side alley anywhere that's a bit more secluded, a little bit darker, where we're not on the main thoroughfare.
Okay, so we're where we don't want to be. Let's not be where here is anymore.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna make you make an intelligent or a smarts roll for this. You almost get the sneaking suspicion that the term North and Dunwich was used very specifically. So you wouldn't know which direction Dunwich actually was. You don't know if that's true or not. That's just all of a sudden the feeling that you have.
Well, I guess we're a little bit closer to the train, maybe. Even if it's...
Well,
failing that.
if they cast that lure, we took it. We just gotta make sure we don't get reeled in.
I'm just wondering if this town has got a car.
I saw people drawing water from a well. I don't think they have a car.
Well, one car in the whole town.
Horse and buggy's more like it.
And literally, within about 30 seconds of you saying that, you hear a horse and buggy go by.
There they go, cloppity clop.
Yeah.
Out along the dirt road that, even though it's a dirt road, you can tell that just by the look of the road. It's not the most traveled, but it's certainly not like a back road either. Well, technically everything here's the back road, but
Back road.
That's what I was wondering. There's one car in the town. It's like the town car. But
Yeah, I don't know how to ride a horse, so
you and me both. I grew up on a fifth story in the Bronx. What do you think? Or in Brooklyn. I think it's Brooklyn, I said before.
well, if there's one slight bit of good news of us, what?
Oh, sorry.
What are you two skulking around in an alley for? This beleaguered older gentleman, probably 70 to 80, stands there holding his back, staring at you from the main street corner. You ain't looking to break into someplace, are you?
So we're just trying to find somewhere.
Find somewhere? What somewhere are you trying to find?
I'll look to Charles just for the... we got ourselves turned around a little bit. We're looking for the train station.
train station, one of those fancy doohickeys. You miles from it, boys.
Yeah, like I say, we got the underground.
Why are you skulking?
Just trying to keep to the shade. It's hot. It's soon to be anyway.
It's morning. He glares at you with that look of like, if my son talked to me like that, I'd tan his hide.
Yeah, just let us know which way we should be going. We'll be right out of your hair.
He glares at you, his eyes narrowing. Why don't you come a little closer so I can actually see you? You look like two blobs.
Knock the hat back a little bit and step forward. So
Yeah, step forward a bit.
He gets up closer, kind of blinks his eyes a couple times, still stares at you. I don't have my glasses. Anyways, how'd you get turned around and lost in Dunwich? There's a total of like 3 roads here.
Oh, we were writing a story. We're from the papers. We didn't even mean to end up here. And anyway, supposed to write this story about the death of the traditional Maine working man.
Those are
Dying industry, you know. It's a tragedy, you know. Anyway, we was trying to get back to the train station, get back home, deliver the story, and we got ourselves turned around, and here we are.
He turns and points to a road that you can see running east and west, a little bit further north from where you are. That's the main road. You take it east past the mill and the wood-covered bridge, and that'll take you out of town. I'm guessing you want to head back to Arkham? It's a long, long walk.
That's why we're getting the train.
Yes, that's why we're looking for the train.
He looks at you blankly. It doesn't take much to know that. He knows what a train is.
Just
Never ridden on one, probably in his entire life. Never even seen one.
No intention of riding on one.
Yes.
Doesn't know where a train station would be.
I mean, if we knew where the tracks were, we could probably find the station. If you happen to know which way the tracks are.
He gives you that same look. Listen, we're simple folk around here. We don't need any of that crap.
You live your best life for it. We've seen you around. Thanks for the directions.
He goes back to, it looks like he's making his way to what appears to be a general store.
I think we moved before anyone else pays us a bit more attention.
Yeah, we were not paying attention to let him kind of sneak up on us like that. Let's head to the road, I guess. That way is home, apparently. Long walk, though.
As you get to the mills and the wood-covered bridge, this is the first time that you've seen anything new. The wood-covered bridge is maybe only a year old compared to everything else. The mill, maybe a year old at most as well. Like, it seems the only thing that is not run down. Underneath the wood-covered bridge, you see a small offshoot, a stream, and you can follow it, and you can see the Miskatonic River. I mean, probably a little over 2 miles away, roughly.
Okay, sort of local knowledge expectations. Are there boats going up and down the river?
Not usually. However, if you give me a knowledge local check, either of you, there might be something I can
common
share.
Knowledge, is that common knowledge?
I'll allow it.
Yeah. It's a little bit, yeah.
It's
I mean, I'm sure I'll probably roll it.
got something.
So, with a raise on that, Charles,
Yes.
it goes through your head. If these are simple folk, living off the land, having to draw up their own water, farming their own fields, probably manual, there are some decent odds that you could find, well, not a steamboat or anything of that nature. There would definitely be some fishing boats.
A little rowboat, a little dinghy, something or other.
Yeah.
A little canoe, even.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's pretty high chance that there's going to be something like that.
Yeah, I'll relay that to Eddie. You know, people here, I bet fishing's pretty good. They probably got a raft, a boat, canoe, something down on the river.
At this point, anything to get us back.
All we need to do is get on, and the current will take us down.
Yeah, why not? Discover if I've got sea legs on that, I guess.
Alrighty, to the river.
Make your way down off of the covered bridge. Follow the stream till it connects to the river. And you find they're not in the best of shape, but you kind of expected that as well, given the state of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more than a few. Probably 6 or 7. And on that note, we're going to go to William. You eventually ended up back at home, I would assume.
Yeah, he's going home.
As you wake up the next morning, your gaze is inexplicably drawn to the book sitting wherever you left it in the room.
I have not found a book I cannot read yet, and I do not intend to start today. Gonna, set up my stuff, put the book down, get like a notepad and a pen, some extra parchment. I'm going to read this book, and I am going to,
Okay. If you're
Write
going
down
to read
what I-
this book,
read the book, sir.
those are words you may live to regret.
Oh, may you live? You mean I have the book. I'm gonna read it. Come on.
One. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see if it can do it again.
What do you mean? It's rolling at a +4. It's gonna always succeed.
No, because dramatic failures are a thing. As you read the book, your ribs knit themselves back together. You can feel it happening. Please remove both wounds.
Max.
Guys, I don't trust this book anymore.
It's almost like it's begging to be read.
Hey, buddy, that's my job. I'm the doctor. You're a book.
Give me that research roll.
No, I don't have research, but I'll give you my best shot. Oh,
At least it's not a dramatic failure.
oh my god. Okay, you know what? It's not dramatic. I can re-roll it, right? Like
Yep.
I've got to succeed at some point here.
How many bennies do you have left?
After this, you should have one, right?
Yeah, I should have one.
Why are
and
you
I
at a
still
minus?
have-
Oh, yeah. No.
So
Never
I
mind.
didn't know research was a skill, so I didn't take it.
You gonna give it one more shot, or
I'm seeing that image of the guy with like the 90% of gamblers quit right before they. God, come on! We can gamble a little better than that.
Oh, wow. Wow.
what is all going on with you?
I'm closing the book and I'm drowning myself. I give up.
I guess your middle name failure is really coming to fruition here.
I don't want to play the system anymore.
You're rolling. That's just terrible. I'm sorry.
I mean, he's
You go
still
back to
rolling at
Chronicles
-2
where I
because he's
rolled well
unskilled.
every now and then.
Yeah, but that
I would have succeeded on the one if because I rolled a 4, but then I re-rolled it as a 1. If I rolled anything else but a 1, I would have succeeded. But I don't, so.
So, the voices as you read this book are near deafening now. They've progressively gotten louder and louder each time you try to read it. It's as if the book is very much calling to be read. And just like a child who's excited about their new toy is sort of gibbering in a fashion that is not conducive to actually understanding. However, what were you hoping to pull from the book?
He's still. I'm still trying to find some. I don't know if proof is the word I want. It's something that can explain why dead people keep showing up and trying to talk to me. Not even ghosts, but in the flesh. Why do these people show up? Why don't they know who they are, etc. Just something to justify it to himself.
There are, as stated, several different things that the book talks about. There's one, I will state, there is one that is more... Everything else in this book is fairly occult. There's one that's a bit more academic. Talking about different chemicals. Chemicals that can restart the brain, restart the heart. But it's just one of many. If you would like, I would allow an academics roll on this one.
You know I'm gonna fail it though.
You have
Right.
academics.
Yeah, but I'm gonna fail it. You are trying so hard to get a success here.
I know, right?
And
Hey.
I only barely bite. Oh, I hate this place. Let me leave.
This isn't really even... This is more making sense of your notes that you were scrolling. This actually reminds you of a medical journal that you read. And by medical journal, I mean you read something by somebody named Herbert West. He was a doctor, laughed completely out of the community after this paper was published. You read it because one of your schoolmates while you were in school asked you to read it because he thought it was hilarious. It reads like the diary of a madman. But you remember him being obsessed with these specific chemicals.
So I'm not the only one going insane trying to read this thing. That already found it somewhere else. Came to the same conclusion elsewhere.
You hear a knock at your door.
Sorry, I'm reading. I'm gonna ignore it. Do I have like a window I could see who it is? Like a keyhole, not a. Like
This is your house. You tell me.
I didn't build the place. Let me ask the architect. Alright,
You tell me.
Fine, I will. I will sneak a peek from a window.
Eddie and Charles.
Great. I'm going to put the book away. I will throw it on a bookshelf. It can sit with its other book friends for now. And I'm not gonna open the door, but I'll answer it. You know, like who's there and what do you need? It's the wee hours of the morning.
Eddie is the one that responds. You seemed a little out of sorts yesterday, so we wanted to come by and check in on you.
Well, I'll open the door for the sake of politeness. But no, I'm fine, just deciding what I want to do.
You want to have a cup of coffee, talk it over with the two of us?
I don't expect either of you to understand the directions to go in, academic research, that kind of deal. Trying to get back to my roots, you know.
You opened the door, right?
Yes.
Is that bookcase within eyesight from the
I don't
door?
know who puts a bookcase in front of their front door? It's probably like in a study somewhere. Or like, so
I don't know the
probably not.
layout of your house. You haven't sent that to me.
No.
Okay.
It's like here. Do I need to? Let me sketch up a house schematic real quick.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah, we may not know much about academics, and he kind of looks over at Charles, who shrugs his shoulders. But I mean, we can still bounce ideas off of each other. You were really out of it yesterday. Also, and he kind of eyes you up and down. You look a lot better than you did yesterday as well.
Like I said, I didn't say it, but as you said, I was just having a rough day yesterday. Clearly.
Eddie's eyes narrow, and that's where we'll call this session. This is Rollsborne, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to watch, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you next time.